Hey, welcome back to Channel 9 Live at Microsoft Ignite 2018. With me is Principal Program Manager Ned Pyle. Is that it?
You're so close.
I'm so close.
Yes, that is me, Ned.
Ned is actually fully operational. And so what are you working on these days, Ned?
Okay, two things that are
Two
big.
things.
You know me from SMB.
Yes.
You know me from DFSR.
Yes.
You know me from Storage Replica
Yes.
from 2016, and now you'll know me from the Storage Migration Service.
Storage migration.
Yes. So we have Storage Replica. We made some big updates to in 2019, and it's got a new program manager you should get on your show. Her name is Arpita, and she's very nice.
Okay.
She's about half our ages.
Okay.
It makes you feel
Old.
terrible.
That's fine.
She's very nice and super smart, and she's made a couple of new interesting things. She demoed a hybrid mode of Azure with Azure of Storage Replica this morning in Jeff Woolsey's big session.
Yes.
Which you can go back and watch. It's been recorded.
Absolutely on Tech Communities.
Yes, the 2019 deep dive from 10:45 this morning, and she showed you're going through the Windows Admin Center, which is this great, new administration portal.
New GUI.
Yeah, and
So no more PowerShell.
no more PowerShell. No more PowerShell.
No PowerShell.
It's all running PowerShell actually under the covers. It's
Absolutely.
all sock puppet. And she was going and setting up and then demonstrating setting up this great hybrid solution where you press a couple of buttons, you provide your Azure tenant,
Yes.
and suddenly you have replication going between on-prem and an IaaS VM that just got generated on the fly for you.
Okay.
And that way, if you're say a mid-sized business who doesn't have a second site, cool, I have DR going to Azure with a couple of button presses and a subscription.
Is there a requirement for domain joined in that one?
Yeah, it's still domain joined, but we'll go ahead and get it domain joined for you.
Okay.
It does everything. You give it the domain creds. It's got this great little wizard. It's
But
fantastic.
no need for a site-to-site VPN, or it gets right
I
over
mean,
the
use
internet?
use ExpressRoute or use a VPN.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's a requirement.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's just 2019 to 2019?
That's 2019. That actually is 2016 would
Okay.
work fine. In 2019, we added standard edition, so you could run less expensive versions of server, not data center anymore, which is kind of cool.
And with the same capabilities?
No,
Oh,
because I like money.
gotcha.
No, it still requires, if you do standard, it'll limit you down to 2 terabytes of data to be replicated, or
Okay.
2 terabyte volume. You can put as much data in and out of it as you want. We don't care, but the size of the volume can't be more
Cannot
than 2
exceed
TB.
2 terabytes.
Yeah, and if you want to do more than that, an unlimited everything, you get data center and you're back in business.
And it's multiple pattern partnership, one partnership?
One partnership for standard. It really is designed for a medium or a small size business to get your foot in the door, and then when you grow and you have the money for data center, you can go expand.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
And what's the second big thing you're working on?
Storage Migration Service, all new, 2019. The big problem we have right now is we've got 2008 end of life coming
Yes,
shortly,
very shortly.
January 14th, 2020, which is like if you haven't started by now, you're already
behind the
you're in-
eight ball.
You're in big trouble.
Or if you're still on 2003.
Oh, you mean the several million servers that are probably on 2003?
Yeah,
Yes.
can I spell SMB1 and without you
Yeah.
running away?
Oh, you cannot, and I will.
Okay,
So don't do it,
Okay.
or this interview will end.
I will not.
So anyway, we need to solve this problem of about half our install base is on an OS that has gone out of support or is about to go out of support. And Storage Migration Service is another Windows Admin Center controlled new service with an orchestrator that you get from 2019. So it's just you buy 2019 and you've got this. It doesn't matter if it's standard, a data center, or eval copy, I don't care. And you plunk this thing down and you say, okay, we're going to inventory your crusties.
Okay.
All right. So your 2008s, your 2003s, probably your 2012s by now.
Will it discover them, or you have to tell them where they are?
Right now, you tell them where they are. Coming soon, I'll give you a little sneak peek. Coming
Sneak
soon,
peek, just for you.
we will actually grovel through your Active Directory OUs.
Okay.
Or scan your subnets.
Nice.
Yeah, because one of the things customers say right away is, "Oh yeah, sure. I don't really know where my servers are or what they're doing or."
half the people don't know how many they have.
Yeah, it's a literal truth. It's a terrible literal truth.
I know.
So you inventory them. That means you're looking at them for size, files, space, security, shares, network information, all that stuff, AD membership, and then you say, all right, I've figured out in this particular job, in these units that I do of replication or of transfer, I'm going to take these servers, I'm going to pair them up with these servers, and then I'm going to start a transfer. And that transfer will run, it's highly multi-threaded, it is designed to get all data that you say to with perfect fidelity. So
All data?
All data. So EFS encrypted files that you don't have any access to as the administrator.
Okay.
Files that are on the file system that you don't have rights to. It uses, all those like low-level backup type copy engine APIs that most tools don't actually have access to.
Kind of service principal type access to it?
Yeah. And it's going through and basically collecting up all that data. If it's in use, it tries again. If it's in use, it tries again. If you can't can't copy data, it gives you a nice transfer report of these are the files I couldn't get out to CSV. You open it up in Excel.
That's perfect. So because everybody always wonders.
Everybody knows like what did we missed, or even what did we succeed, and then later on somebody claims we missed.
That's right.
That's the career-ending event. So now you have this audit trail. Yeah, the resume generating event. So when you get all this data copied over, and you think that you're good to go, you have this final phase called the cutover. And in that cutover, you are actually saying, all right, take all the IP addresses, the DNS information, the WINS and NetBIOS information.
People still running WINS?
Oh, yeah. Alternate computer names, all those pieces, and slap that and apply it to the new targets, which hopefully are running 2019, but could also be running 2012 R2 or 2016.
So where you're running this from doesn't have to be your target.
You can be right in the middle. And then you can be telling it, sock puppeting around, having these direct line of sight transfers between a bunch of nodes. So it really scales endlessly. I'll unveil some scale numbers and some testing numbers on Friday at a big session I have in the morning. But it is designed to scale effectively infinitely.
Okay. And what happens when the cutover shows during the cutover?
When the cutover happens, we are actually disjoining both machines from the domain, taking over their names. The old computer gets renamed to something that you say or to some random name.
Okay.
It gets new IP addresses, you said, or gets DHCP if you wish, and it's no longer accessible to users. You can still get to it.
So the admin still has...
Nothing's gone. It's just now effectively unreachable unless you somehow knew how to get to it.
Okay.
Any old way of getting to it is now struck. And these new machines now have the old machine's IP addresses, names, alternate names, all that stuff.
So if something went wrong, you can always restart the other machine?
If something goes wrong, depending on how far you get in the cutover, you can just say like, oh, let's stop this. Something went terribly wrong. But usually when something goes terribly wrong, it means like we can't fix it because your server that old server that like it gave up the goat on the way here and it finally just died. But the firewall may be in the way.
But it will tell you that when things are happening.
When things are going wrong, it'll tell you. In the end, no matter what, if you just KVM back into the old box and set the name back, you're back in business. So there's no way to be stuck here at all. And we don't move data, we copy data.
And that's part of the OS, right? There's no extra cost for this?
No extra cost.
So I don't have to worry about trying to jerry-rig myself and do like robocopy?
I've been watching people try to jerry-rig themselves for some years now. I went, as part of the research of getting ready for this, I was looking through old support cases. We would average about 1 per day, calendar day, of people trying to do this themselves and then quitting and just calling and saying, I give up, please help. Okay. And of course we would say stuff like, oh, just go run robocopy. We stick to. So the whole point of this feature was to take away all that complexity, take away all these mistakes, all these subtle oversights of like, do you know if your application cares about the when modified date of a file changing? I mean, do you want it? We'll keep all that kind of nonsense for everything, or that you have an alternate computer name that nobody told you about, or a multi-home IP address that nobody told you about. We'll keep all of that so that you don't have to worry about it.
Okay. And where can they get documentation on that?
aka.ms/storage migration service.
Storage migration service in one word.
One word.
And you have several sessions coming this week that will talk about it?
I have a big session on Friday morning at 10:45 called like retiring your old file servers with the storage migration service.
That's
it's kind of hard to miss.
Okay, well, if you guys are interested, just do a search in the session builder for NedPile. Look out those sessions. Those demos are going to be fantastic. And, that was one more question. So storage migration, can you target an Azure server with that?
Absolutely. If you want to put stuff up into ISVMs and get it out of there, I mean, the whole point of getting off in 2008.
But it's in a VM. It's not in a
Yeah.
like a storage account.
Put it in an ISVM and get out of there.
Okay.
We don't care.
Perfect. And we are done. I'm being cut out. The hook is coming out. So let's send it back to the main stage.